a note on TikTok. Yesterday, I talked to you about TikTok and the president saying it has to be sold by September 15th. This is the Chinese social media app, has 800 million users worldwide. I believe 100 million users in the U.S. It's considered the fastest growing social media app of all time. It's supposed to be worth $100 billion. It is highly addictive if you start to use it. I can tell you that. I just watch people cooking and basting steaks all day. Is it really an espionage threat? Because people have been asking me this. Is it really an espionage threat? And I say, maybe. How is it a national security threat? I view this as there are two levels. There are two levels on this one. And the president weighed in on this during his Axios interview. Play 15.
We had a great conversation. He called me to see whether or not how I felt about it. And I said, look, it can't be controlled for security reasons by China. Too big, too invasive, and it can't be. And here's the deal. I don't mind if, whether it's Microsoft or somebody else, a big company, a secure company, very, very American company, buy it. It's probably easier to buy the whole thing than to buy 30% of it. Because I say, how do you do 30%? Who's going to get the name? The name is hot. The brand is hot. And who's going to get the name? How do you do that if it's owned by two different companies? So my personal opinion was you're probably better off buying the whole thing rather than buying 30% of it. I think buying 30% is complicated. And I suggested that he can go ahead. He can try. We set a date. I set a date of around September 15th, at which point it's going to be out of business in the United States. But if somebody, and whether it's Microsoft or somebody else buys it, that'll be interesting.
So what we have here, and this is a short version of what could be, I suppose, a much longer conversation. What we have is TikTok, which is owned by ByteDance, which is a Chinese company and therefore has ties to the Chinese Communist Party. Is it an espionage threat? Maybe. Not the same way that Huawei, which has already been banned, would be, where there are concerns that they could intentionally leave open a backdoor in their software or in their hardware. The bigger issue is influence operations. And that's much more pernicious because it's much harder to pinpoint that and find out. And we've seen what a little bit of Facebook ad buy from some Russian hackers does to U.S. political discourse. Can you imagine with TikTok, with the minor changes that they could make to their algorithms, the ways that they could try to influence the political conversation in this country? That's part of it. And then also, China bans the U.S. from having Facebook and Google and these mega companies. It won't give access to the Chinese market. So why shouldn't we respond in kind? That's a question that I don't see asked nearly enough. This is really as much an economic war as it is anything else. And perhaps now there's a greater understanding, thanks to President Trump, about this as a new digital Cold War that we are in, an online Cold War, if you will, against the Chinese Communist Party. And TikTok is caught up in the middle of that. I hope Microsoft buys it, though, because I like watching those steak videos. Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.